Greetings and salutations, Exiles. In this video, we're going to be going over, as always, when I log on, I always check the event log. And then when in the event log, you notice a certain trend. So I had lost a total of 10 thralls. And so I was like, oh, I got raided, right? And so I come over here and I look, and I'm looking at the front of my base, right? And I'm like, oh, they went through the door. What? Which is kind of interesting because you can actually jump off the safe and in there, but they went right through the door, like they had a moving truck, right? They killed the one thrall there who could get to them, and I think they didn't kill this thrall is because they couldn't get it couldn't get to them and they couldn't get to it. And I was gonna rework this, and so this actually gives me a reason to kind of focus and work this tonight or this weekend, because the reality is um, I need to bottle it up before they come in. So they got 10 thralls, and there's about I think at one point there were about 35 thralls out here, and most of the ones they got were actually like the ones in the twos. And I could easily have another 10 thralls out tonight. But you look at it from the front, and you're like, oh, nothing's messed up. But what they did is I had let me count it. One, they got three doors. So what they did is they came in through here, and it's kind of a little snapshot. And I built these at the roofs on the bottom. So if they place explosives, and you can't place explosives right there, you have to place them down here. And it's a little bit more. It absorbs a lot more explosives. So that's why this is missing. Is they had to blow this up, which is interesting. Or maybe they placed it on top here. uh, I don't know exactly how they did this, but or maybe they placed it. I don't know. I don't know where they placed this at, but obviously the one that's this guy's still standing. So or maybe they got in up there and then stood there and was able to snap it on this corner. I'm not quite sure how they did this. It's kind of weird though that this one's gone, but yet these are still standing, which is interesting. So they blew through here, right? So they got through 3 doors, 4 doors, 5 doors, and they got in here. And the beauty of this place is empty. It's completely empty. It's just a buttload of named thralls, relic hunters with with bows, and so it's possible they died a couple times. I don't really know, but you can see that the chests are they're unaltered. I even left the doors off the top here, right? And there's just coolers in here, and there's a carpenter bench. But the chests are still perfectly fine. Nothing really in the coolers. The press is up here. I think there's still oil in the presses. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe I took that out. I don't remember. And this is still blown open from the last time they raided this place. But it's just kind of in a way it's kind of funny. I mean, there's a little bit of work to fix this, but not much. But I think it's kind of comical that that thought they were hot shit, and basically they got in here and there was nothing to get, and they wasted a whole bunch of bombs. And to be honest, I'm kind of taking one for the team, because if they're raiding my stuff, then that means they're not raiding other people's stuff, right? It probably took them 45 minutes, 2 hours. It's hard to say. It's hard to say how long it took them, but I know it would take a little bit of time to deal with, to kill this guy, kill a scorpion that had 8,000 hit points. Kill a couple of thralls. I think the reason why these guys aren't dead, and the guys up here are not dead, is probably because they didn't come off the ledge. But what's weird is that guy was dead, and that guy was dead. So they killed the 2 that were up here. But he's fine. And so I'm gonna redo all of this so that way the archers get a better angle. But I do find it interesting. Some kind of there's nothing. All that's intact up there, and all those thralls. And so, the Chinese are horrible. They're horrible with their. It's just kind of a small depletion. Lately they've been raiding my buildings. I have a building like this. They'll blow it open, and then there's nothing inside. Right? They killed the guy that was in there. Maybe they're looking for hidden stuff, but it's kind of comical. It really is. It's kind of comical. Um, but a lot of them are out of work programmers in China. China went through a bubble, a dot-com boom kind of thing because of U.S. tariffs, and so a lot of them are unemployed programmers. And you can see in the chat, this is a California-based server, and it's a no ping restriction. And obviously, I'm overseas, so I want to play Conan, and I want to play with people that speak English. But the Chinese have flooded this server to grief Americans. That's their mission. They want to grief Americans, and it's pretty obvious. So the handful of Americans that play on this server, they do get griefed, and it's a lot of them are through exploits. Like the other day, they summoned 14 gods, and what's weird is nobody witnessed any god making, but they still were able to summon 14 gods. And obviously, they didn't use a god on my base. Um, and I'm going to end up building up there, but and I'm sure they went all the way up there, and looked around and looked for stuff, and then they realized they probably spent 20 or 30 bombs getting in there, and didn't get anything in return. So in a way, I guess that's a win for me. I guess that's a win for me. But as always, leave some feedback if you kind of have a little insight on this, or if you've come across maybe one of them streaming this. Share the link. But as always, like and subscribe. Tell me what you think, and always be critical. Thank you for watching.